How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Opinion. And just like how the sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening, Utah beats USC once again. But more importantly, how the sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening, my opinion becomes fact once again. And I told you guys, I just going all the way back to last year, some of the USC fans who doubted me in the comment section on social media. Now some of you are starting to see the light. And Lincoln Riley is not the coach that you thought he was. And I told you that something like this was going to happen. You come into the season with the expectations. You go and get better defensive players, Bear Alexander, Keon Bars. You bring in Tackett Curtis, true freshman, really good linebacker. You get some transfers, and your defense still largely looks like it did last year. In some cases, it might be worse than it was last year. So at the end of the day, USC, and you can blame Alex Grinch all you want, but we got to start calling this the Lincoln Riley defense, because Lincoln Riley's defense was bad at Oklahoma before Alex Grinch. Now let's keep in mind here, Alex Grinch got to Oklahoma in 2019. Go check out that Oklahoma defense from 2018. Go check out the Oklahoma defense from 2018 when Bob Stoops' brother was coaching the defense. Now, yes, Bob Stoops' brother didn't do a good job, but his defense in his career never looked as bad until Lincoln Riley came the head coach. So we need to start calling this the Lincoln Riley defense. And also, Lincoln Riley's strength and conditioning coach. Lincoln Riley's strength and conditioning coach and their philosophy of having small guys at the defensive line. I mean, look at Bear Alexander. He was 325 pounds when he left Georgia. Now he's 300 pounds. Now, sometimes losing weight is a good thing, but why would you take weight off of a disruptive guy in the middle? And by all accounts, Bear Alexander's still doing his thing. Shout out to Bear Alexander as well. But USC is not going to survive in a conference like the Big Ten coming in with 275-pound defensive tackles. And that's really where the problem lies. They're too easy to push around. They're too easy to push around, and it all comes back to the strength and conditioning coach. And like I said, it's not just the strength and conditioning coach, it's Lincoln Riley, because at the end of the day, Lincoln instructs the strength and conditioning coach on what he wants, on how he wants his team conditioned. So he wants smaller guys that can play throughout the duration of the game. But guess what? Georgia's guys are big. They play throughout the duration of the game. Michigan's got big players. They play throughout the duration. They don't get tired. Ohio State doesn't get tired. Alabama doesn't get tired. Texas doesn't get tired. And guess what? Oklahoma doesn't get tired. So as long as you have depth, your players don't need to be ultra small and undersized and different things like that. But Lincoln Riley, he's leading USC down a path that you guys really don't want to go. And you haven't really seen it yet. And like I said, just wait until after this year. If once Caleb Williams leaves, then we will actually see what Lincoln Riley's got. Not unless he has another superstar quarterback waiting in the wings to save the day. Because at the end of the day, as long as Lincoln Riley is the head coach, or until Lincoln Riley gets more serious about things and actually starts coming clean and being real in the media, but also being real with his team, this is the result you're going to get. USC came into this season with a lot of expectations. They went and pulled a lot of different players out of the portal. They recruited some players and got some players out of the portal primarily on defense, and the expectation was that their defense was going to be better. And largely their defense is still the same. And I think they do have better personnel, but you're still getting the same results. Then offensively, they go and pull a guy like Dorian Singer, so everybody thinks, hey, this is a Jordan Addison all over again. And Dorian Singer doesn't even have, I don't even think he has 300 yards on the season. He might have just crossed 300 yards. You got guys like Brendan Rice and Taj Washington. They're nice players and everything, but do you really want those guys to be your number one and number two leading receivers on the team? And then Mario Williams, who came to USC by way of Oklahoma, he's not really having the season this year that he did last year. Got a talented Deuce Robinson, Zachariah Branch, and then you've got that running back, Marshawn Lloyd. He only got the ball 7 times. So the USC offense to me is regressing because I don't think Lincoln Riley is as great of a play caller as he is. He's not utilizing the players that he should be utilizing. They should be featuring Zachariah Branch on offense. That guy is, like I said, he is electric. You see what he does in the punt return game, but imagine what he could do in the offensive game if they just targeted him more. Marshawn Lloyd, this guy averages almost 8 yards a carry, but he's not getting enough carries as well. So once again, this is Lincoln Riley, the arrogance of Lincoln Riley. Instead of just seeing what works, he comes from that air raid system, and he wants to be, he wants to be the smartest guy in the room. And some of these things are the things that I started to tell you guys that as a head coach, just looking at the whole team, Lincoln Riley is not what you think he is. So now Lincoln Riley's out of the playoffs. He still has the conference to play for, but he's out of the playoffs. Now think about that. He coached Caleb Williams, one of the better quarterbacks we've seen in the last 10 years, Heisman Trophy winner, and Caleb Williams will never, ever play in a college football playoff. Now let that sit on the ears for a second. That is an indictment of the head coach, in my opinion. That is an indictment of the head coach. Last year, Lincoln Riley, I guess, did a good job through the transfer portal, but he did it again this year in the transfer portal, and things are just not quite going to plan. And at the end of the day, like I said, I think Lincoln Riley is a great coordinator, great play caller, but I think he is an average head coach. And a head coach is an overseer of the entire team, from strength and conditioning to what you're doing on offense to even what you're doing on defense, even if he's not calling the plays on defense, to what you're doing, how physical you are. And this USC team, by and large, they are a finesse team. They have a physical running back, but they are a finesse team. And they are a finesse team because Lincoln Riley, his mannerisms, and, there's nothing wrong with how he acts, and he's his own person. That's what's great about the world. Everybody can be their own guy. But Lincoln Riley's mannerisms, he comes off as being more of a finesse personality. And so at the end of the day, you're not going to get what you thought you were going to get, USC fans. And I tried to tell you guys this, but you guys didn't listen. You thought I was hating, but I tried to tell you. And guess what? You got more losses coming. Just wait till Washington comes in there, or wait till you have to go to Oregon, because Oregon is another physical team that's disciplined. If you beat either one of the two, I'd give you maybe the nod over beating Washington, possibly. But Michael Penix is going to come in there, and he's going to baptize your defense as well. So at the end of the day, you guys need to stop calling me a hater, and more so just start giving me credit. And when I say something, let's just sit back and watch it and say, well, why is the opinion guy saying that? Why is he saying it? It's just like Texas fans this year. I try to tell them, hey, you're not going to blow OU out. OU's got a chance. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, you see what happened. So make sure you guys tune in, subscribe to this channel, because I actually do know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to steer you guys wrong. If I say something, I'm saying it for a reason. So make sure you like and subscribe, like this video, get it out there, because more USC fans need to hear this other than what they're hearing on their home stations. Like this video so the algorithms can get to the USC fans, because I'm going to steer them. I'm going to steer them in the right direction as it relates to Lincoln Riley. I'm not going to steer you in the wrong direction. But other than that, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think USC finishes this year in terms of record-wise. You think they're going to win the conference? You think they're going to go 8-4? What do you think they're going to do? Or somewhere in between? Leave your comments below. And as always, I'm out.